and Minx's podcast of the week.
Hi, I'm Amy.
I'm Georgie.
I'm Charlotte.
I'm Ben.
I'm Rebecca.
What's coming up in today's podcast is things not to do, and the topic this week is things not to say on a job interview. We also have Room 101, which is a new segment on our podcast, but we do have our original rant coming back. So I hope you enjoy.
Things not to do.
Don't be arrogant.
Not to tell any lies.
Best thing is just try and relax, really. That's literally the best advice.
Don't stink, I guess.
Always be clear and don't be impolite.
Swearing on an interview.
We are very lucky because we have a lot of you email us in about what you think and some of the topics that we discuss, and a lot of you have your own opinions of them. So what are some of the things that you heard?
Someone said that they shouldn't wear revealing clothing because that's just a put off.
Also, I got one in, and I think this was a dig to me. Don't show your tattoos or piercings.
I think with the tattoo thing, I know a lot of people sometimes have sleeves now, and a lot of the places you work, it's not acceptable to be shown amount of tattoo. What do you think? Do you think it should be acceptable?
Yeah, I think it should be acceptable.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a sign of a devil or obviously something quite racist, anything that could harm someone, then I don't think it should be allowed. But
if you're allowed a full face of slap, then why aren't you allowed a whole body covered in tattoos as well?
Good point, Charlotte Blaze.
I think that's quite good.
Thank you.
Some of the things that I've thought arrive unprepared. I think learning the company's name and learning what the company does and what your role will be is really important. I think you've got to understand what your company's doing to want to work there.
Okay, so we are going a bit off topic now, but I think this is something we all can get involved in.
Room 101.
If you don't know what this game is about, it's basically trying to argue your point across. We're going to have two topics today, and one is going to be on the beach, and one is going to be on absolutely anything. We have 4 people with us today. We have
Rebecca.
Ben.
Charlotte.
Georgie.
These are going to be our 4 contestants today.
Woohoo! Yeah!
So, the idea is, I'm going to say, what do you hate about the beach? Each of the contestants are going to say what they don't like and give a compelling argument why it really, really annoys them. Only one of these contestants can win each round. So we're going to start off with Rebecca. Rebecca, what do you hate about the beach?
The fact that there's miles and miles of it, yet some family comes to sit right next to you. That really annoys me because it's you have every other place that you choose to come and sit in my space.
I think I quite like it because I'm quite a people person. I love talking to new people, and if someone wants to come sit next to me for a good chit-chat, I quite enjoy that. But I can see what you mean. If you're just wanting to relax and then someone's there in your sun, in your sunlight, getting in your way, that can be quite annoying. So I'm unsure of that. What about you, Ben?
Seagulls. Definitely seagulls. The way they come down, nick little kids' foods. It's quite dangerous. I remember when I was at the beach and my, I think my brother was 7, and it come down and I think stole his sausage roll or something like that. And it really shook him up, so yeah. Definitely seagulls.
Well, I can kind of agree with you on this one.
Can't really get rid of them though, but
I don't think they should be gotten rid of because I think that's the atmosphere of the beach, isn't it? You go there and you hear them and you think, I'm on the beach. I think that's something you know and you stereotype with the beach. But I have to say, personally, one reason for me of why seagulls are annoying is perfect. Well, that's enough for anyone to lose their temper with them. I think they're right pests, but I have to say, do I really want to get rid of them completely? I'm not sure. What about you, Charlotte?
Balls. Kids playing with balls on the beach. Because if one gets launched at your head whilst you're sunbathing, you've obviously got your eyes shut, you can't see it coming, you can't defend yourself. Or the kids' balls get thrown in the sea, they get kicked over to the road, and then they get popped, and then there's crying kids everywhere, and then you've got a bump on your head because you've just got kicked in the head with a ball.
But then do you not think kids don't always want to sunbathe? And
they can play in the sea, they can make sandcastles. There is plenty. I've got a nephew that's 2 years old, and we went to the beach this summer, and he kicked a ball in someone else's head, and I had to apologise. And then he was quite happy making mermaids in the sand.
I
didn't need that ball.
understand that. I don't think balls are necessary, but I think it's nice to see children happy and enjoying themselves.
Disagree.
So I'm not sure on that one. So yeah, maybe. What about you, Georgie?
Mine would be seaweed, right? Let's get this straight. Right, when I go into the sea, I do not want to wear my shoes. I don't want to get my shoes dirty,
Crocs out.
messy. I don't want to wear Crocs either. Right? I'm not going to commit social suicide.
You do every day.
So when I go in with bare feet, I do not want the stuff going in between my toes because I will sick in my mouth and it just really gets on my nerves. And it's all over the beach and it just makes it look dirty and I just want to get rid of it, to be honest.
I have to say, I agree with it being quite dirty. I mean, it makes the area and the sea look a bit not as blue and looks a bit grim, but it is sort of a natural form which a lot of the animals need to survive. But I've come to my decision. I have to say, I think I'm going to ban seaweed and put it in room 101.
Woo!
Because I don't like the sea as it is, and I don't know what's, going to be swimming around you or in between your toes, and I don't like that either. So I think maybe I'd be more willing to get into the sea if there weren't seaweed there. So, seaweed, banned to room 101.
Woo!
Becky, we'll start with you.
Okay, when you text someone because you want to arrange to go out with them and they don't reply until 10 minutes, like 10 minutes before you want to go out. So it's like you text them and then they don't reply until the next day when you wanted to.
See, we have a problem here because I'm one of those people. Even if I read the message, I sometimes just forget and think, oh yeah, I'll do it in a minute. I'm just going to go eat food. And then I come back and just forget to reply. So I am sort of like that, but I can see in the urgent, it really does annoy me.
Yeah, because it's really important or something.
When it's really important, you need it more than anything, and then they don't reply, but they replied a minute ago saying hi. No, not hi. I don't care about your hi, but no. So yeah, I see that coming from, but I am a bit guilty of doing that myself.
Yeah, but do you keep your phone with you? So you do look at it, but you just can't bother to reply?
I'm half and half.
'Cause
Sometimes.
I can't stand it when people, they put their phone down and they wander off somewhere else, and it's on silence, they can't hear it anyway.
Oh yeah, I do that.
Yeah.
Actually. So Ben, what's your argument?
When someone rings you and you try and ring them back, but they don't answer.
And it's within a
Yeah,
second
within,
of ringing
within
them.
a second, yeah. That gets to me.
I can understand that. That really does annoy me. But the only argument I have against it is I find it quite funny. When it's not happening to me,
Oh, yeah.
but when someone's getting really frustrated that they're not answering, I do find that quite funny. So I think if we banned that, then what would we have to laugh at during the day, Ben? Georgie, what's your argument?
Arm warmers. Right? If your arm is cold, you either wear a long sleeve shirt or a jumper or a coat and then you wear gloves. Do not wear... Why would you want to just cover your forearm? Why would you just want to hiss part of your arm? Why not just cover the whole thing or just not at all? Or just your hand? Like, it really annoys me. Like, I've seen some, like, appalling neon ones and it just comes up to their elbow. It's like from their elbow to like their wrist, and it's just like a bit of fabric, and I just don't understand, and it really gets on my nerves.
I can understand this. I think it does look a bit stupid, and if you're that cold, put on a jumper. But I know it's like the fashion now, isn't it? And everyone sees it as fashion. I don't personally.
I think it looks stupid because it looks like you've cut this bit by accident, like on your elbow, and thought, do you know what? I'm just gonna leave this.
But
here.
I still think I get quite cold easily, and when I'm cold, I don't get warm again. So I'm probably someone who would sit in my house wearing it, if I'm honest. Charlotte, what about your argument?
Skin-coloured leggings like nude or brown because you look naked and that's not a good look. And it's not even fashionable. What you doing?
I think I can agree with that actually.
Especially if you're a larger female and you're in front of me and I'm just going to be like, whoa, you are naked.
After all the arguments, I have to say, I think I'm going to ban people when you call them and then a second later they don't answer.
Yeah, they don't answer, yeah.
So, Ben, I'm going to put your one into room 101.
It's a fix.
I feel conned.
It is a tie between Georgie and Ben, so we're going to have a battle.
Dun dun
Dun,
dun!
dun. And the battle is, I'm going to pick a topic off the top of my head, and they have 30 seconds to decide. The topic is, what do you hate about people who go shopping? Okay, we have to wait a little bit. They're scratching heads. Charlotte's distracting Georgie.
I'm giving her an idea because she's obviously so not there that she can't think of it.
I'm trying to. Hang on.
Ben, we're going to start with you.
Probably people that pick up like a load of clothes up and just leave them anywhere.
I work in a shop, but even though it's not a clothes shop, I can understand people pick something up and
Yeah,
put
it's
it where
quite
it's
annoying.
not supposed to be, and then it's your job to go put it back, and then
Yeah.
someone does it 5 minutes later. So, I understand that, though I do it when I'm not in my own shop, so I'm a bit guilty for that. Anyway, Georgie, what about you?
Old ladies, when they have to use all their change and it's literally like 5p's. I work on a till and I can honestly say I want to commit suicide when they do it. Because it's just literally like £5 in pennies and it's just annoying and I can't.
I unfortunately don't work on a till, even though I work in a shop. I tend to work on shop floor mostly, so I've never actually experienced that. So I think Ben might have to win this. I think people who pick up things and leave it somewhere else are gonna win. So that's gonna go to room 101, and Ben is our winner.
Yeah.
So our next and final segment is our usual rants, and this week's one is about social networking, because everybody has a social network site.
So what does everyone hate about social networking?
People!
The things I hate about social networking sites is people who hashtag too much.
That's a bit much now, I've been told.
Especially on an Instagram photo.
1 second. Why do I always get on my Twitter? You send a picture and then you have like 20 hashtags.
Right, okay.
Okay, so hashtagging, that can be annoying. I don't tend to hashtag a lot anyway. I tend to just write what I have to say and say it.
Yeah, there's someone in this room that actually hashtags.
Well, I'm just sorry, it's only on Instagram, okay? And now I've learned how not to. I'm over that addiction.
What about someone else? What do you hate about social networking?
People that post semi-naked pictures just so they can get their tattoos out.
I don't know who you're talking about.
So Ben, what do you hate about social networking?
Probably random people that add you and like message you and stuff like that.
Oh, I love it when Ahmed
Yeah,
adds
same.
me. Oh, good old chat.
I think if you like a page and then you get like
Oh, and you get
blinking
the
things
groups.
coming up, which you don't care about.
Oh, my life. I just hate them. And it's like things that you used to like in year 7. It's like,
Yeah,
oh,
things
now.
you used to like when you're younger, and then you still get them groups coming up, and then you're like, you don't really care anymore. So
Like the word lol looks like a drowning man. Ha ha ha. And I'm like, oh, God, why did I like that? And then it comes up with these stupid photos of like dogs in hats. And
That really annoys. It fills up your newsfeed and
Oh.
it just annoys me.
yeah.
I think that's been a kind of successful rant, because I suppose where we all use it, we don't have many things we hate about it because we sort of grown to love it. But we would like to know if there's anything you particularly hate, and you can email us in at miskinminxes@gmail.com, and Georgie's going to say it for you.
miskinminxes@gmail.com.
Now Charlotte's going to say it.
miskinminxes@gmail.com.
Ben,
Miskinminxes@gmail.com.
Rebecca.
miskinminxes@gmail.com.
That's miskinminxes@gmail.com. So please email us in, because we really would like to hear from you. This is unfortunately the end of our podcast, but I think this has been probably the funniest one to date. For us, maybe.
Miskinminxes rule.
This is the end of our podcast now, but we will see you next